question it. Is there anything really bad about looking for the easy way out? If they give you work, your duty, your focus is to look for the easiest way to get that job done. That is the essence of physics. In secondary school, they were teaching us physics. It's simply a science of leverage. They will say that if it takes, is it business math or that kind of math where they will say that if it takes 100 people 15 hours to cut a parcel of land, how long will it take? So why are they teaching all of that? They wanted you to learn about delegation. They wanted you to understand that when you have more people do a job, it is done faster. They wanted you to understand that leverage is life. So this issue of not looking for the easy way out is wrong. You should always look for the easy way to do things. Next one is you need connection to make a lot of money. This is not true. It is not true. You don't need connection. But what you need is visibility. I have made a lot of money. Well, not at the level of the artist. But in my own space, I've made a lot of money. And I didn't know anybody. I just, found out how to become visible. In my space, I became visible. The little things I could do. And when I was in secondary school and uni, I used to question myself when I see people play instruments, people, act brilliantly. I used to think, oh, what is my talent? I don't have any talent. Until when I was doing my master's, I realized that in class, how many of you went to public universities here? Nigerian public universities. Those are lecturers, when you come to class, maybe their intention is for you to fail. The first lecture that the guy was introducing us to his course, he already set the background and told us that in this course, the artist, no matter what you write, you cannot score more than 60. In the 50 years of this department, nobody has scored a book. I said, sir, in my mind, of course, we won't say that, sir, give us the opportunity. Let's even try our best. Let's attempt it first before you generalize. So whenever it comes to class, a lot of people are already, that they're already in that space where they already saw themselves as a failure. And I feel that it comes to class to display his knowledge, right? It's not really to teach people. So it just comes around and just bamboozles, like I use that word. And then, I realized that I understood. No matter how difficult the concept is, I have an uncanny ability to understand things. And then, during the class, after the class, he would always call me. Maybe he found out that I always understand it. Then he would call me, Shay, what do you think about this? And I would explain it. And everybody in the class, I would see literally their countenance would be lit up. Like they understood it. Okay. And then, during the exams, when we are preparing for exams, they don't come. Let's organize tutorials. When we organize tutorials, they will call me, just come and tell us, teach us about this. I knew it was a gift. And that is what I use now. I just explain things that, Mrs. Dixon, right, explains, those are the people in the core finance. They're the ones that sell the products. But you know what? I understand how to sell these products to ordinary Nigerians more than a lot of investment bankers. So that is why I've been able to do stuff with Standard Chartered, I've done with FCMB, I've done with Access, I've done with some of these banks. Just literally bringing their product and helping people understand it. This is what this product is about, investment products. So, investing is only for those who have sufficient capital. It's not true. I'm going to show you practically how to start investing. The next one is be cautious about partnerships, as you don't always end up. Nollywood, sorry. But there's something about Nollywood that, I don't know whether it has changed now. They have a way of painting collaboration back. How many movies have you seen that people went to the business together and it ended well? How many here? It's always the one trying to kill the other person, one trying to call the other person short. And what that is doing to us, it is killing that desire to partner with people. Because you become, there's a lot of trust deficit. You don't want to do anything with anybody. You want to do things on your own. And the truth is, there is limits to what you can achieve, relying on the strength of your own resources alone. Yeah. And I like real estate so much because it promotes joint venture, collaboration. I have someone message me, say, I have a parcel of land, I've been struggling to build it. What you advise me to do? This is simple. Just contribute the land as equity. Let another person, a developer, come. The person will bring the funding. what you need instead of borrowing. This one is wrong. Let me paint a picture. There's a guy, a mentee of mine that contacted, wanted to buy Toyota Corolla in 2022. Toyota Corolla in 2022 was selling for about 1.5 or less than 2 million in 2020, early 2022. Because people had sold this notion of not to borrow. So this guy took the route of saving, wanted to save towards what he could buy. He started saving every month. Thankfully, as God would have it, by 2024, his money was complete. He was excited. Thank God. I now have the 2 million to buy the car. He went to the car shop. The car is now 6 million. Where will he start from? So when they tell us things, you need to question these things.
Yeah, it's true.
He could have borrowed money.
Yes.
He could have bought the car. And the bank will be the one at the receiving end. That was a cheat code. You're cheating the bank. Because when you take 2 million, they ask you to pay, just before now, that NPR went up to 27.5. You ask you to pay maybe 20%, then 18%, 25%, let's say 20% per annum. On 2 million, how much is that? That's 400K, right? So that's 2.4. If you took that for 2 years, 20% per year, for 2 years, how much is that? 2.8, correct? Am I correct? 2.8 is what you are paying back in 2 years. You have the car, but 6 million, the guy cannot afford the car anymore. So sometimes, all of these things are just cultural norms that have been so told that we need to start fact checking. The next one, don't die in tenants. Build your own house, even if it's in the village. This one too is wrong. This one too is So this is how people have built wealth. This is how people have built wealth in different ages. I can explain that. Okay, let me give you a story of a guy. How many of you follow me online? So I post stories of people from time to time, people asking questions, and the guy was like, I want to own a property. It's my desire to own a property, but I cannot afford to own a property in Lagos. And the way it is going, I'm not sure I'm able to afford a property in Lagos. So the best place I think I can afford a property now is in my village. So what would you advise? Would you advise I move back to the village? So I say,
back to center.
What is your vision for your life? Like, I am one of the people that encourage, especially you, if you're still young, I encourage people to move from rural areas to cities where there are more opportunities. Move from village, move to Lagos, move to Abuja, move to London, move to major cities of the world where there are opportunities, rather than going back into the village. Right? I think I've still answered that question because of this, because I have a lot of slides to cover in the time that I have. Right? So this is how people build wealth across generations. From 10,000 BC, people were predominantly into agriculture, then industrial age, then information age. The age that we are in right now is started from 1990, is the age of entertainment, which is a fusion of education and entertainment, strategic partnerships. I said that before, and the speaker just before me also echoed that you need to collaborate with people. You bring the funding, the person brings the expertise. Some people have a 9 to 5. Let's say you have a 9 to 5. How can you own businesses without having to run a business? I have 5 businesses that I don't run by myself. People run the businesses, I just invest. There's something I started that concept of micro angel investing. For you to an angel investor globally, I think they said you need to have a net worth of about $1 million. But I found out that there are a lot of small businesses in Nigeria. All they just need to change their life is 1 million. 2 million. Who is going to help those other businesses? So that's a niche for me. So I just look for all this. I developed, of course, a checklist of things that I will look out for before I invest in those businesses. Example of things I look out for. You send me your statement of accounts of your business, and I will audit it. In just what am I checking for? I'm checking all those, the column, the narration, the reference. Once I start seeing cost of air, capitalizer on your business statement of accounts, you're not ready. You're not ready for that investment. So I invest in all these businesses because I understand that collaboration is how we build growth. I'm here right now, 5 businesses, they are running, they are making money. I will get my cut at the end of the month. Move to the next slide. So, as we came up with this, there are 5 stages of financial freedom. All of us, our desire is to achieve freedom to choose what you want to do it, with whom you want to do it, how you want to do it. I don't want to, one of my greatest fears is I don't want to be 50 years old and I'm in my house having a nice time with my wife, and my boss who works, our office is in VI, and I live in Ikorodu, and my boss will call me, Shane, where are you? And I'll say, sir, I'm with my wife. Be on the island now. And then I will jump up from my wife and start heading to the island. I don't want to be done at 50. Financial freedom. That is why I work hard. That is why I put everything in what is the things that I do. So that's one way to define financial freedom. The other way is when you get a level where the returns from your investment is enough to pay your day-to-day bill. That's another dimension of financial freedom. What is how we all start that journey? We all start from dependence. Nobody, you didn't come to this world paying your bills by yourself. Your parents at one point or the other paid your bills because you didn't have a job. But the next phase you move into is what is called survival. Right? Now you are done with school. You just got your first job. And they are paying you 100K. But your total expenses is 120. Guys, it will shock you to know that 90% of Nigerians, and when I talk statistics, are in that survival phase right now. Where they earn, but it is not enough. So what I believe God has raised me up to do is to help those that say it is not enough. Because a lot of time, only about 10% of people in our entire lifetime, only about 10% of people will work in the job of their dream. When you say things like, I want the job of my dream, only about 10%. So the remaining 90% of us, we need to make do and build a life with what we have. Right? Survival. Any 100K, your expenses is 120K. The next phase that you move to is stability. And stability, you are now able to cover your expenses. You have small, just small, to save and to invest. Then you move to the next phase, which is security. Security is where you now have a lot of investments, right? But you're not still there. Because one of the questions we must constantly ask ourselves is, if I don't work 5 years from now, if I don't do anything again, will I still be paying my expenses? And I'm not talking about cutting your lifestyle. That's what will happen. A lot of people, if you lose your job today and you have to cut your lifestyle, meaning you have to move from your house in Ikoyi to Ikorodu, or you have to now withdraw your children from, give me a boost, from Corona to Abomado. Something is wrong. It means you are not there yet. And it is good for you to agree that a journey, you are not there yet. Security phase is when you have enough to meet your needs, you have investment. But the ultimate, where we all desire to get to, is independence. I will put the next slide, please. Independence. So how do you move? I said over 90% of people are in survival mode. So how do you move from survival to security and ultimately independence? See, knowledge. You know, Dr. said something the other time, that it is through knowledge that you can increase your earning. Right? It is very important. Knowledge and discipline. It's not only knowledge, that discipline. What are things that I say? I say normal things that everybody knows. I'm not saying anything, out of the ordinary. They pay me so much money to say ordinary things that everybody knows. Everybody knows. But the challenge is discipline to do the things that you know. Matter of fact, 60% of wealth that you're going to create on this side will be rooted in discipline. Ability to cut your coat, ability to discipline yourself to do the things. How many times have people been saying save? They've been saying since you were born. Have you been saving? Some people are still saving. They've been saying invest. They're still not investing. Discipline to do it. Last year we started the year with what's that hashtag? Doing before anybody. But by June, some people have reached. We've reached. Because it's not working. these things. Then we have the grace. But the other part is discipline. I cannot be broke and I will say I'm resting. If you are broke, no weekend. What is weekend? What is public holiday? Nigeria, do you know what we are still behind? It's because we run a 12-hour economy. The world runs a 24-hour economy. Why are you shutting down your business? You run a small business, you are ready to shut up, you are 6 years, you are close to what? How much you have in your bank account? These things are tough. You may not like, don't greet after today. But I'm telling you the truth. The gospel truth. What's the next slide? Knowledge and discipline. So these are some of the key concepts of personal finance that you need to be rooted in, that you need to understand and do. The first one is budgeting. The next one is savings and investment, insurance, ethics, plan and taxation. And that's what I'm going to run through in the next few minutes that I have. I'm too fast. Okay, go back. So these are the concepts of personal finance. It's the same when we say that, get financial literacy. What are they really talking about? These are the documents. These are the things that they are saying you should understand how these things work. So we can move to the next slide now. The first one, next slide please. The first one is budgeting. Move to the next slide, projection. Thank you. Budgeting involves having a spending plan based on your income and expenses. To create a budget, you need to consider the following. First one is your income, your expenses, discretionary spending, and savings. This is why you define budget. Budget is how you know what is sustainable and what is not sustainable. You know, some people, salary week, you are doing fine dining. But by the 15th of the month, all the bookers in Lekki, they know you. But from first, once they pay your salary, they start dining. That lifestyle is not sustainable because you don't understand budgeting. You're supposed to live a life that is consistent, whether you have money or not. Do you know the height of discipline? The height of discipline is when you have money in your account and it's there and you are not bothered. For some people, I wonder what happens once they have small money in their account like this. You are going, you have 500 naira in your pocket. Let that 500 naira breathe. And you spend it. You will not enter bus from Lekki to Yanomoro. You have eaten at work. You now still buy Pepsi. You buy gas. You buy. Leave the 500 in your pocket. Budget. You need to understand your income. You need to understand the fixed expenses that you have. Example of fixed expenses. Okay, let's have one class. Example of fixed expenses that we all have is rent. And you should pay your rent on a monthly basis. I pay my rent on a monthly basis, not to my landlord. I pay it to an account. I created an account and I marked rent account. Do you know why? So that when the year is coming to an end, I'm not under pressure. God is so faithful that I gave you a job. It is not in your place to now go back to God to ask for money to pay rent. The rent is going to be due. God, rent. That's stupid. I gave you a job so that you can plan your rent from your income. Another expenses is transport. Another one is givings. You know, this giving can be a bit tricky. Yeah. Some people say, oh, give tithes and all of those things. But a big part of our givings, as far as we are in Nigeria or an African, that's what it unites us. It's called black tax. You have parents that always call you. You have siblings that will call you to send money. Look, how many of you don't have any sibling that calls you on a monthly basis? 1, 2, maybe very few people. But it's something that unites all of us. We have people that always call you. But what is the wisdom? What is the wisdom? The wisdom there is you plan in advance for your giving. So if what you can afford to give on a monthly basis is 50K and you've given it out, anybody now comes to you, you should let them say no. You know these things I will say about, I will see what I can do about this. Why? You don't have the money. Why are you promising? But because you are afraid to say no. You know, one thing that I think I've enjoyed, the type of favor is God has helped me to work with very wealthy people. Just before I moved to Abuja, I was working with Dangote, like in the same office. I was working with him one-on-one, right, in his office. And these are things that I learned. You know, people think that before people work with that kind of person, they'll be that shit money. Which, that shit what? After you salary, you don't get nothing. You know, just before then, I used to work with another person. I won't mention his name. He has so many properties. I used to manage some of these properties in Dubai, in the US, in the UK, and all of that. And I think about it. I think that this my guy is so stingy. The highest money my guy ever gave me out of my salary was 5K. I'm not talking about 50 years ago. 5K. What's training? You know, this thing that we have entitled mentality to what is not ours. He doesn't owe you anything. What he owes you is your salary. Is your salary paid? Yes. Every other thing. You know this thing, you go to the bank. Good afternoon, sir. Happy weekend, sir. On a Monday. Because they want to pay. We need to really deal with these things in our society. Budgeting is very important. So this is the rule for budgeting. 50, 20, 30. Just a guideline. You have to understand how to apportion your income. 50% of your income should go into your fixed expenses. Right? 20% is what you should save. 30% is what you can use as discretionary. It goes to things that you want. Right? Next one. So let's do this exercise. I want you guys to just echo. I'll just ask, then you tell me whether it is fixed or variable. Streaming services. Streaming services. What? Okay. Why do you think it's fixed? Why do you think it's variable? Who? If you think it is variable, raise your hand. If you think it is fixed, raise your hand. Why do you think it's fixed? Because it doesn't change. It constantly doesn't change. Okay, what about phone bill?
That one is
Phone bill. Phone bill is actually
variable.
between fixed and variable. If you don't have a straight line, right? I can control my usage. Africans, Nigerians talk too much. Why are you calling and you're spending? You know, when a Nigerian wants to talk on the phone, people abroad, when they call you, you have promised me something, and I want to deliver that thing, and I want to follow up to ask out for. People are police at the call, hello, Sheikh, what about this thing? You know, why are you sending it? And I can't it. Nigeria, go to that same call. Sheikh, how you doing now? How was your night? How's your wife? How are your kids? Are they going to school? What about your mom? What was it? You not spend 2 minutes on a call that you have spent 20 seconds on. That is why MTN is making a lot of money. MTN, the size of MTN Nigeria, you know, the business is larger than all the other African countries put together. Because why? Nigerians will talk too much. Next one, medical expenses. Things available. Groceries, things available. Gym membership. Rent. Fast food. Internet bill. Car repairs. Move to the next slide. The next one is saving and investing. So after you've understood budgeting, then you need to start understanding how to save and invest. In investing, there are 3 categories of investing. Right? We have low risk investment, medium risk investment, high risk investment. Low risk investment are those ones that they are not taking so much risk, but you are not also going to earn so much return. The next one is medium risk. Next one is high risk. Move to the next slide.
Oh, so fast.
Look at it. What certain investments can yield currently in Nigeria? So, if you have say 1 million, how can I invest my 1 million? These are some opportunities. These are some of the investments within the current landscape, right? First one is money market mutual fund. This is my favorite. Right? It's a low risk investment. It operates more like a savings account, right? But think of it like high yield savings account. So a regular savings account will pay you say like 5%. Money market will pay you 18 to 23.5%. So money market interest from trade is not fixed because it's benchmarked against treasury bill rates. Right? So that's why you would see that